Don't think anyone saw that coming. The Nations League absolutely popped off yesterday. So many games were like 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 5-5 on aggregate. That's right, the much maligned Nations League, more football, etc., etc. But actually, it's replacing friendlies in a lot of instances. And I'll tell you what, yesterday it felt like a tournament. It is a tournament technically, but it felt like it. Lots of teams really going at it. Spain, Netherlands, Portugal, Denmark, Italy, Germany, France, Croatia, and Spain. Yeah, Spain, Netherlands was an absolute ding-dong. France, I mean, two of them went to penalty shootouts. Spain and Netherlands and France, Croatia. Both the shootouts, the penalty shootouts were exciting as well. And it really makes you think the Nations League is actually quite good. Do you know what I mean? It really is. They took it so seriously. High profile players really getting into it. Your Mbappes of this world. I want to talk a little bit about a couple of the games. Certainly Spain-Netherlands, which is the game that I watched. 5-5 on aggregate. Spain winning 5-4 on penalties. Absolute ding dong, mate. And in a weekend where we don't have Premier League football, it was a proper little treat. I want to react to it. I want to talk about some of the games here. Thanks for joining me, guys. Daily uploads here on the channel, Football Yannick, regarding any exciting stories in football, whether that be interesting, compelling stories or reviews to games or just general talking points. I'm very happy to have you here, and of course, everyone is welcome, so if you dig it, why not subscribe, and yeah, thanks for dropping a like. Look, man, not the footballer, me saying look, man, Spain were going into this game against Netherlands, 2-2 on aggregate from the first leg, and yes, a two-legged affair in the Nations League does seem peculiar, but it made for a very exciting game, and then they draw again. Score draw again, 2-2 in the Netherlands, and then 3-3 on the night in Spain at the Mestalla, I believe. Mikel Oyarzabal scoring 2 goals, Memphis Depay scoring, Ian Maatsen scoring, and Xavi Simons scoring, and both Lamine Yamal and Simon scored in extra time. It was an absolute ding-dong. So they're going into it. So they're also the lineups, bro. They're like, really, really strong players. Like the Netherlands team is pretty good now, man. If you look at it, like, Van Dijk, Maatsen, Van Hecker, of course, the really highly rated Tottenham centre-back next to Van Dijk. Verbruggen, the really, again, highly rated Brighton goalkeeper. Juventus's Reinders or De Jong. De Jong behind the likes of Cody Gakpo. Jeremy Frimpong playing as like a winger. Of course, is a really highly rated wingback at Leverkusen. Kluivert, who's now been seen as a very, very good Premier League footballer for Bournemouth, in behind Depay. And then, players off the bench. Koopmeiners, of course, Xavi Simons, who scored. Donyell Malen, a highly, high-profile forward as well. And, Spain going with the boys as well. Oyarzabal was up front, but Dani Olmo in behind, being flanked by the besties that are Lamine Yamal, who scored what looked like an absolute worldy winner at the time. Nico Williams, and of course you got Zubimendi and Ruiz, and Dean Howson playing centre-back, Lenormand, Cucurella, Unai Simon in goals, now the first choice. Ferran Torres off the bench, Pedro Porro, Arsenal's super sensational striker, Mikel Merino, and Pedri coming off. There's a lot of good players there. Personally, I'm not sure how David Raya doesn't start over Unai Simon still. But Spain got through, and it was an absolute exciting ding-dong. Mikel Oyarzabal scoring an early penalty in the 8th minute, then replied by a Memphis Depay penalty, making it 3-3 on Ag. In the 54th minute, Oyarzabal scores an open play, taking the lead in the 67th minute, and then Ian Maatsen, once of Chelsea, now of Aston Villa. I think this might be his full debut for the Netherlands, correct me if I'm wrong, himself scoring an equaliser, lashing it in the 79th minute to make it 4-4 on aggregate. Now we are very much in ding-dong territory. And then, of course, it goes to extra time. First half, at the end of the first half of extra time, Lamine Yamal, 17-year-old lad, scores an absolute weldy, and it's just so boring how good this kid is. Obviously, that's his trademark goal, cutting it in and whipping it in. But he's so good, bro. Like, I was chatting to my mate about him, like, he's going to win the Ballon d'Or before he's 21, and that still gives him 4 years to do it, and he's playing like this now. Like, absolutely incredible scenes from the lad. He did miss his penalty in the shootout. Apparently that's his first ever penalty, which, makes total sense that a 17-year-old child might feel the pressure there in a shootout. Xavi Simons, though, responds, I think he both win? Yeah, I think he won and converted the penalty in the 109th minute. And then, of course, it took them to penalties, of which Spain wins 5-4. Exciting ding-dong. And yeah, both teams taking it very, very serious. And it was an absolutely super close game of really good players. And, of course, Spain just edging it to go into these semi-finals. Of course, Portugal are going in as well. Italy and Germany. Oh, let me just double check this here. They, of course, played yesterday. Again! Italy, Germany, 5-4 in aggregate. This game didn't go to extra time and penalties because it was settled in the 90 minutes. But again, really, really players taking it seriously, like in terms of the players they're putting out there. Musiala scoring one of the funniest goals you'll ever see off a corner. Basically, Italy just weren't set. Musiala was standing there like in front of all the players, like just passed me the ball and just sort of kicked in. It was really, really funny. Really interesting Italy team playing 3-5-2. But yeah, really going at it. And again, another ding-dong, man. 5-4 in aggregate. I do want to speak a little bit, and of course Portugal had a bit of a scare with Denmark. They were losing, I think, 1-0 from the first leg. It was Højlund, Manchester United's Højlund scoring the only goal and dropping the sweet celebration, which was funny, of course. And then they did lose 5-2 on the night. They did score a couple of goals. I think they scored... they scored an own goal, Joaquin Anderson, early doors. But yeah, Portugal ending up scoring 5 goals. Of course, high-profile moment is Cristiano Ronaldo taking probably the worst penalty you will ever see him take. Very, very tame against Denmark. But yeah, they come back, score a lot of goals, and they're through themselves. And then, of course, there was France-Croatia. Now, France were really bad in the first leg. Croatia winning 2-0. But then, of course, France winning on the night 2-0 themselves back in France and taking it to extra time and then indeed penalties. So Michael Olise scored an amazing goal and actually assisted Ousmane Dembele for the second goal to make it 2-0, which made it 2-2 on AG, which took them all the way to penalties. I mean, again, a very, very dominant display. They had 8 shots on target to Croatia's no shots on target. So, coming back strong. France, taking this very seriously. Listen to this lineup, this France. I mean, like Croatia, I must admit, I don't know all the Croatian players, but, the Gvardiol, Kovacic, Modric, Perisic all playing. But, France... Listen to their lineup. People would think that the Nations League isn't taken seriously. Mike Maignan in goal, Koundé at right back, Barcelona right back, Theo Hernandez at left back with Upamecano and Saliba. You got Kone and Chouameni in front of them. And then you got Kylian Mbappe up front. And listen to the players behind him. Ousmane Dembele, Michael Olise now of Bayern Munich, Bradley Barcola. We're talking serious players here. Desiree Doué comes on, who's an amazing teenage attacker for PSG, scores his penalty as well. Real Madrid's Camavinga comes on. Zaire Emery of PSG comes on. Kolo Muani, high-profile French striker, comes on. They're seriously going for this. It really feels like the international football's heating up again, and people are thinking of the World Cup in 18 months and taking this seriously. Incredibly strong team here. A shout out for Ousmane Dembele, who scored yet again. Scoring so many goals for club and country, playing as in all kinds of positions as well. Right wing, left wing, striker, of course. For PSG this season, this is just mental numbers. In 17 appearances in the league, he's scored 21 goals and got 5 assists, 26 league goal involvements in 17 games. I mean, we haven't seen these numbers since that one season at Dortmund under Tuchel when he was a child, 10 years ago or something. Literally 10 years ago. 7 Champions League goals and 1 assist, of course, really high profile ones as well. And he's got, for France now, he's got a Nations League goal there and just playing really, really well. He just looks incredible, Ousmane Dembele. It took him a while to get going, but he's 27 and this is his prime. 27 to 32, if your conditioning's good, he can be like superstar Galactico if he puts these numbers in. Again, shouts for the Ballon d'Or as well. Incredible, really. But I wanted to react to it because I was just an unsuspecting Jan watching a bit of Nations League football, and I was very, very thoroughly entertained. I watched the Netherlands-Spain game, loved it. Watched the penalties, and then had time to switch over and watch France win on penalties. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy the football? What do you think of the performances? Do you think Ousmane Dembele is Ballon d'Or shouts? Comment down below. Keep it locked, guys, because I'll be reacting to all big stories. I'll try and react to the England game as an Englishman after our game this evening. And of course, all big transfer and footballing stories from around the globe. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for supporting and following the content. And I hope to see you back here on the channel very soon. Peace.